This is definitely grooming your child. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, why don't you go ahead and like this video and share this video? You can go ahead and share it because you know it's going to be a good video because that's what we do over here. And you need to share this more seriously because parents need to know what is going on in their child's school, what's going on in schools all across America. These are very, very serious topics, but please like this video, share this video. And if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. It is well worth it. We are going to be talking about the next generation and we're talking about kids. So you need to subscribe so you can stay up to date on everything that's going on with our children. So recently, another story, kids being taken to drag shows. I don't know what is up with this phenomenon. It's probably really not a phenomenon. It's new. It's a phenomenon to most parents because we didn't really know this was going on, but it's been going on for quite some time. So you guys probably remember where I put out a video where there were drag shows that were going on in schools. The GSA clubs were bringing drag queens into schools, and children were able to watch basically strip shows. Men in thongs, men barely dressed, doing all kinds of things in front of children without parental consent. Here we have it again. Let me bring this up for you. Yep, that's right. It's not gonna lick itself. That's what the background was, that little children were put in front of, um, taken by parents, some of them by parents, some who even knows. But anyway, children were at this drag show. And this is not, the first time. This is not the first time we're seeing this. This is one of the drag people dropping it like it's hot. But this was the ad. Drag the kids to Pride. Drag the kids to Pride. And there were parents who were protesting outside the event because obviously, why would you want little children watching basically strippers, men in thongs? And not only that, you guys, they were putting money into the clothing of the drag queens. Children were doing this. So these are children right here. That is a little girl. That is a little boy. They probably are not more than 7 or 8 years old. This is insane. Little girl, another little girl. This is a child back here. Child. You know, behind here in this, this man is in fishnets and probably like a thong, or at least their behind is out. But this is what is going on. This is what our children are being introduced to at 7 and 8 years old. That's like second and third grade. That's second and third grade, being in front of drag shows with neon lit signs that says it's not going to lick itself. I mean, come on. This is insane. So let's read the article. So it says, Dallas. So this is in Dallas, Texas. In Texas, Dallas, Texas protesters show up to drag the kids to Pride, family-friendly drag show. That's like an oxymoron, a family-friendly drag show. So it says, during the event, drag performers dance and walk down the aisle in the center of the room. At times, the dancers would take dollar bills from some children. A Dallas drag show that promoters called family-friendly and appropriate for kids brought both supporters and protesters to it on Saturday afternoon. Dallas bar Mr. held the event Drag the Kids to Pride drag show Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the city's Oak Lawn neighborhood. The organizers called it a family-friendly spinoff of their champagne drag brunch that would allow kids to dance with performers on stage. During the event, drag performers danced and walked down the aisle in the center of the room. At times, the dancers would take dollar bills from some of the children. Kids also walked with the dancers down the aisle during the event. Protesters showed up outside the event, many saying they were upset that kids were involved in the drag show. One woman who was protesting, Daisy, who didn't want to give her last name, first saw the poster for the event near where she lives. She was at the bar after the event with a "Stop Grooming the Kids" poster. Let's just pause right here for a minute. So I can already hear it in the comments. I can already hear it online. What is it with you people saying that this is grooming? This is not grooming. Why are you so sensitive? Why are you so? Let me tell you, this is grooming. It is grooming. Now, I don't know. Maybe you need to go look up a definition of what grooming is, but this is definitely grooming. Now, maybe you can say that the person doing the drag, that they're not going to be the one who in the end manipulates the child. But I can 100% guarantee you that this is grooming. Grooming is an attempt to build a relationship with a child to then manipulate the child into doing some act that typically is that is against their will, that they don't know that they are being prepared for, they're being primed for. So the drag queen may not be the end manipulator, but they are certainly participating in the grooming process. They're building a relationship. They are making the child comfortable with material, with acts, with visuals that are inappropriate for children. And I guarantee you there's going to be some grown person watching this video who's going to be like, well, I don't know. What's wrong with having children look at men in thongs and dance around and give them money like they at a strip club? If that is your thought, I assure you, you need to seek help. Seek help, because that is not an okay behavior to think that it is okay for children to see this type of stuff. It is not okay. I have children of my own. They are not ready for that type of, they're not ready for those types of experiences. That kind of stuff is very harmful. So before you get on here and say we're over being hyperbolic, it's too much, we just, stop being so sensitive, whatever you want to say, maybe you need to talk to some people who have had children that have been violated. Why don't you do that first before you just open up children to something that is clearly not good for them? This is not the only thing that we have seen in the last couple of months. So we have also seen where, I can't even say this on YouTube because I would probably get a violation or something. But you should just read the headline here. Just read the headline. Read it for yourself right here. Georgia's substitute teacher arrested after she was caught in class. Okay? A Georgia substitute teacher has been arrested after she allegedly was inappropriately touching herself in front of her second grade class during school hours. Okay? She was filming herself do this. Filming herself. Amelia Ressler, 30, of Carlton, allegedly filmed herself performing the act while in the classroom at Mount Zion Elementary School. News station WAGA reported. This is insane. Our children are in a crisis. We don't know what is happening when that door closes at school. We don't know what our children are being exposed to. This is just, it's sick. It is sick. Here is another one. Substitute teacher caught touching himself in school twice, police say. This is back March 16, 2022. A Nutley substitute teacher is accused of touching himself twice with students present, including once when students videoed him 6 weeks before he was arrested. Charging documents show. A 58-year-old man was videotaped by a student touching himself in a classroom on February 1st, charging documents say. On March 10th, several female students reported that they saw him. On March 10th, several female students reported that they saw him touching himself at his desk during class that day. It is unclear when the February 1st incident was reported to the school or police. A Nutley school spokeswoman declined to answer specific questions, but said counseling would be available to those who need it. So you send your child to school, and they could possibly be exposed to drag shows. They could be exposed to sex abuse. They could be exposed to teachers touching themselves. They could be exposed to God only knows what. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple months back, I shared with you a story where a third grader, a young girl, was being sexually assaulted by another third grader, a boy, and the parents had no idea. The administration knew, the teachers knew, everybody knew but the parents. You better pay attention to what is going on with your children in these schools. Here's another story. Pleasure-based sexual relations. Lawmakers push new sex ed instruction in Rhode Island. This is April 2022. Providence, Rhode Island state legislators held a hearing Wednesday afternoon over a new Democratic bill which seeks to implement sex education instruction for students that recognizes pleasure-based sexual relations. You want to tell me this is not grooming? So we have drag shows in school. We have kids being taken to drag shows. We have teachers who are inappropriately touching themselves while filming themselves in front of children. We have sexual pleasure-based sex ed, if that's what you want to call that, pushed by Democrats. And that's not grooming. That's nothing to be concerned about. Pleasure-based sex ed to children. This bill would implement sex education instruction appropriate for students of all races, gender, sexual orientations, ethnic and cultural backgrounds, and shall affirmatively recognize pleasure-based sexual relations, different sexual orientations, and be inclusive of same-sex relationship in different in discussions and examples, according to the bill's text. Whew. So I had to pause right here. I'm going back through the video while I'm editing, and I realized as I was reading through this, I totally missed a really important part of this article. Look here where it says different sexual orientations and be inclusive of same-sex relationships in discussions and examples. I totally missed this part. Discussions and examples. That means talking and showing. So there are going to be pictures shown to your child of God only knows what. Okay, let's continue the video. It says the law, if passed, would affect sex education curriculums in the state for 6th through 12th graders. So your 12-year-old, 6th grade is like 11, 12 years old. So your 12-year-old, when you drop them off to school, you're in the car loop. Bye, Johnny. Bye, Sarah. You're driving, and they're going to walk into health class, and it's going to be pleasure-based. Your 12-year-old. Okay? This is why parents are outraged. This is the kind of thing that we are seeing. We see this all the time. You need to share this with other parents whose heads are in the sand, who think that this is not happening. You need to share this stuff with them so they can see that this is really happening. I'm going to link all of these stories in the description box below. Let me know what you guys think. What in the world is going on? I know what I think. You guys already know. Mass exodus. We need a mass exodus from the public school system. There is nothing else to talk about. Are you really going to let the government, you're going to let state sanctioned grooming, state sanctioned inappropriate sex talk, drag shows, state sanctioned drag queen shows, you're going to let your children be exposed to that? How much more are you willing to take? It's time to, you have to protect your children. You have to. They're going to walk into the house one day and you're not going to recognize them because they're going to have been exposed to all of this stuff. They're going to be talking to you and they're not going to be espousing any of the values that you have instilled into them. They are there 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 12 years at minimum. And you don't think that this stuff is going to get in there? You don't think that it's not going to affect them? It's going to affect them. If we don't, we have to talk to our children. We have to do more to protect our children. It's just too far. It is too far. And it's okay to realize, okay, it's too far. It is okay to say, you can't do this to my child. Don't let people bully you into thinking that you are wrong for not wanting children to be sexualized. We have known this since time immemorial that children being sexualized is a bad thing. We know this. This is not new news. This is known. This is documented. This is scientifically proven. This damages children. They are not ready for this type of stuff. Shoot, there are adults who can't even imagine who can't even manage their relationships, and we're expecting children to know how to deal with sexual relationships. This is ridiculous. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Please share this video. Don't forget to like this video. Let me know what other types of content you would like to see from me, and please subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.